Shalom. First and foremost, I want to say, call Allah, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Wakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles who I learned this truth from. Peace and blessings and safety to the sincere Akim pushing this word in truth and sincerity. And Shalom to the few Akwaf that listen and learn as well. And just wanted to come with another lesson. And the title of this lesson is going to be Northern Kingdom. All right, you Hispanic and Native tribes, the Northern Kingdom, you are Israelites, accepted. All right, and the reason I titled this lesson that is because you of the Northern Kingdom, you Hispanics and you Native Americans, you're very prideful, Salakia. You're very prideful against your brothers, all right, of the Southern Kingdom, the so-called Negroes, the Haitians, and the West Indians, all right. You act as if you're better than them, all right. You act as if you're different than them, or you're above them, when in all actuality you're the same people. Or you face the same problems. You go through the same curses. All right. You live in the same neighborhoods, the slums, the ghettos, the barrios. Why? Because you're the same people. You're the Israelites. And with that, let's go ahead and I got a few clips lined up, and I got some scriptures. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying.
Making this movie big. We're the ones going to see it 3, 4, 5 times, because I'm not done seeing it. I only saw it once. I'm about to see it 2, 3 more times because it's a homework assignment for me. I want to watch it more often because I'm going to get more out.
All right, and just to quickly say, this is a clip from DJ Vlad. All right, he interviews a lot of our people. But nevertheless, this is I believe this guy's a comedian known as Godfrey, and he says a lot of real things. All right, even though he doesn't have the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai, he still says a lot of things that are true. He says a lot of things that a lot of our men are uncomfortable saying. He says them, and in this clip, he's going into how those of the Northern Kingdom, specifically the Dominicans, refuse to accept that they are black. All right, even though we're not black, there's no one on this earth that's black. All right, we're the Israelites of the scriptures. I'm just gonna go with what is titled here. Dominicans refusing to accept they are black. All right, to accept that they are they are brothers to the so-called Negroes, the so-called West Indians, and the so-called Haitians. All right, he's going to give an impersonation, which ultimately, this is how all you Northern Kingdom tribes act when it comes to you accepting who you really are. All right, because Esau Edom, he doesn't see you as a how can I say it, as a something different than the black, so-called blacks. All right, the so-called Negroes. All right, he sees you as one of those what you would call a Negro. All right, you're just a Spanish speaking nigga. All right, to your enemy, the so-called white man.
Out of it because it's starting discussion. I'm Puerto Rican. I know amongst African Americans, it's actually starting discussions amongst Africans, amongst Caribbeans, amongst African Americans, amongst Black Latinos. When the ones that actually claim their blackness. Sorry guys, but some of you guys be like, I know black, I know black, I know black, imposible, I know black, I'm Dominican, I'm Puerto Rican, I know black. Be looking just like me. Be having the same hair. I be touching it like, it's not the same, it's not the same, it's not the same, papi. It's not the same. They try to salsa that shit off. I'd be like, no, it's not the same. I know black. Negro nunca, nunca. I know no, nunca. I know black. I'm like, no, you black. No, no, no. I know black. Dominica. I go, I know, but you're black. No, 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 papi. I know black. No, no, black, black, black. And I have a video with a plantain in my Instagram. What's up, everybody?
All right, and that's enough on that. All right, and that's how you a lot of you Northern Kingdom tribes. That's how you act, man. You know, you try to run away from you being an Israelite. Ultimately, all right, because we're not black, we're the Israelites. You wanna blend in with your enemy, or you want to be as Esau Edom. You know, that's why a lot of you you dye your hair blonde. All right, you take on the actual characteristics of the so-called white man. All right, you want to dress like him, you want to talk like him, you want to be exactly uh, as your enemy, as the one that hates you. All right, and at times I don't even understand it. You know, with you with the Northern Kingdom. All right, because the same man that for centuries has been slaughtering your ancestors. All right, and treating you as second class citizens. You see, building a wall over the land that was yours. You want to be like him. You know, the same goes for the Southern Kingdom as well. All right, but amongst you northern tribes. All right, you're heavy you're heavy in idolatry. All right, and into the so-called white Jesus, which is the main culprit of why a lot of you Northern Kingdom refuse to accept that you're the Israelites. All right, and let's go ahead and get some further evidence. All right, that you're just a Spanish speaking nigga. All right, to the so-called white man. Bear with me. All right, and this happened a week ago. All right, in northwest Houston. This is in Texas, northwest Houston. All right, this is recently.
Dozens of you called, messaged, emailed for more information, like Richard Vasquez, who wrote, I just found a video of a hanging in Houston. Can you please verify if this is real? Well, our Marcelino Benito did just that.
And just to quickly say, this comment says a lot. All right, because Richard Vasquez, which I would pertain to be of the Northern Kingdom, most likely an Issacharite, he couldn't. He wanted to verify if this hanging was real. See, you Northern Kingdom, you're about to be in for a rude awakening, man, because you still think that that Esau, the so-called white man, is here to be. He's here to be your friend. He's here to be your buddy, man, and that's not the case. Anyway, let's go ahead and get back to this clip.
Len, we're here at 25th and Ella. This is the property at the center of the story so many of you have reached out to us about. And here's what we've been able to verify tonight, including circumstances about the death itself. I can tell you it is true. Our source tonight is HPD Commander Stephen Spears, who spoke at the scene earlier. He confirmed that a man was found dead, hanged at this property. Now, there's been conjecture online that this is a lynching.
All right, he was found hanged, and they would Esau Edom is he's a born liar. They was trying to say that it was a suicide, all right, an apparent suicide, but looking further into the evidence, it was an actual hanging, man, because he was found hanging over a pool of blood. All right, that means he was beaten before he was hanged. You see. Where you Hispanics on this, man? Where's the outcry on this? You see, the so-called Negro, the so-called black man in America isn't doing this to your people, but you wanna mug and uh, you know show all towards of hostility towards the so-called black man when the so-called white man is doing this to your people. You see, ultimately our people, the Israelites, man.
But police tweeted that foul play was not suspected, and they are investigating an apparent suicide of an adult Hispanic male in his 50s who was found about 9 this morning. As for the video on social media, we know a video is being shared. However, we can't confirm its authenticity at this time, so we're keeping this in the third column until we get confirmation. Commander Spears told us tonight that family members have identified that man, but they are not releasing his name just yet. HPD Chief Art Acevedo tweeted tonight as well that the man's own family described him as suicidal. We're told an autopsy is being conducted right now, and that should give us more information later on about his precise cause of death. Len, back to you.
All right, and let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get another video clip. All right, Latino man choked to death in Denny's. All right, and this happened a few years back, but it's still relevant, man, because a lot of these things go unchecked or go unnoticed amongst you Northern Kingdom tribes. All right, you're being hanged, you're being choked out, you're being shot down just as much as the so-called Negroes, which proves that you are the Israelites. You're under the same curses. All right, again in Houston, man. I didn't even notice that this happened in Houston. And where did the other one happen? The hanging in Houston. All right, and a lot of you Northern Kingdom in Texas, you you really look down upon the Negro as nothing, man. When the so-called Negro, the so-called black man, isn't doing none of these things to your people, man. All right, maybe Southern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom may get into different, skirmishes or what have you. That's because of the curses, but you don't actually see a so-called black man choking. All right, purposely choking a so-called Hispanic man. All right, in Denny's.
It's unreal. I can't I can't I can't see it as happening. I feel like it's all a bad dream and I'm gonna wake up and he's gonna be there.
All right, and that's enough on that. Let's go ahead and get some scriptures. Didn't want to make this lesson too long. This is Deuteronomy 28:15, and it reads, "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments, that all and his statutes, Salakia, which I command thee this day, that all these curses," all right, this, you see, this is a curse, man. Being choked out by by your enemy, Esau, Edom. This is a curse. So it's obvious and it's clear that the Northern Kingdom, you Hispanics and Native Americans are Israelites. You are under curses. All right. You don't see the so-called Asian man being choked out as he's going out to eat at Denny's. You don't see the so-called Arab, the Ishmaelite man being choked out as he goes out to eat with his family. You don't see the so-called uh, 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 white man, all right, Esau Edom, being choked out as he goes out to eat with his family. No, you see Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans being choked out, choked to death. You see, which ultimately was a judgment of Yahweh Shai, but nevertheless, This proves that you are indeed Israelites, and you're being treated no differently than the so-called black man, the Negro here in America, in Babylon. You're being treated the same way. You see, you're treated the same way at work. All right, you're treated the same way out in public. All right, I just read an article where you had a Hispanic couple being racially profiled by some Edomites, man, saying they couldn't get into their the place they were living. You see, Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, he's turning the heat up on you Hispanic tribes, the northern kingdom. Why? Because you think that you're better than the so-called Negro when it's not the case, man. This is Leviticus 26:17, and it reads, "I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemies." All right, and that's what you see here on this video clip, man. All right, see a so-called Hispanic man, all right, possibly an Issacharite from the tribe of Issachar, being choked out by his enemy. All right, that would be a curse, man. See that? They that hate you shall reign over you, and ye shall flee when none pursueth. All right, and that's why you see, a lot of you Hispanics, you northern kingdoms, you, you'll be, chilling on the block or whatever, or what have you, and the cops roll up, and you'll flee. All right, you'll flee, and they're not even pursuing you. All right. This is Deuteronomy 28:45, and it reads, "Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day." See, all these curses they come upon those of you of the northern kingdom as well. All right, roughly paraphrasing, and also in Deuteronomy 28, it says that these curses will be upon thee for a sign and a wonder. All right, you of the northern kingdom, you Hispanics and natives on down, you should be looking at things like this and wondering why these things are taking place. Why are these things happening to your people, man? Constantly. All right, you constantly see videos like this going up on the internet of you Hispanics being dealt with brutality, just like the so-called Negro. This is Jeremiah 50:33, and it reads, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel," that's speaking about the northern kingdom. All right, you so-called Hispanics and Native Americans, you are the children of Israel, and the children of Judah, those of the southern kingdom, the Negroes, the West Indians, and the Haitians. All right, were oppressed together. All right, you're oppressed just as your brothers of the southern kingdom. All right, and there's no difference, man. There's no difference. You're being shot down the same way. All right, you're being choked out the same way. You're being cops are being called on you the same way as your brothers of the southern kingdom. All right, and all those that took them captive held them fast. They refused to let them go. All right, because a lot of these Edomites, they always want to say, go back to Mexico, all right, or go back to your country, But in all actuality, they don't want you to leave, man. Because if if the Northern Kingdom left out of America, all right, this place will crumble overnight because the Northern Kingdom does most of the jobs that no one wants to do. You see, but they continue to hold you here. All right, and then we'll end it off on here. Uh, this is a scripture for if you of the Northern Kingdom refuse to accept that you're Israelites, and you refuse to accept, you refuse to repent and come back to the Heavenly Father Yahweh. All right, this is what's going to happen to you. All right, and this is coming very soon. This is not something that's going to happen 20 years from now, 30 years from now. This is very soon, within this year, man, because the race wars are fast approaching. All right, and this devil he's not gonna hold back anything for you Israelites, man. All right, and you Hispanics and you Native Americans are included in that as well. This is Isaiah 1:20. But if ye refuse and rebel, ye shall be devoured with the sword. All right. The modern day sword is the gun. All right. Drones, rocket launchers, anything that this devil was blessed with, he's gonna use, man. And he's the sword of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. It tells you that in the scriptures as well. The so-called white man, he's the sword of the Lord. He's gonna come down upon you Israelites. And you Hispanics are included in that, man. And you're going to find that out. For the mouth of the Lord Yahweh have spoken it, all right? Yahweh Shema Shai has spoken this. And the Lord is a man of his word, man, all right? And with that, to the next time, Shalom.